Hi. Oh, sorry.
Oh, hold on.
A little loud. I was a little loud.
Do you like shave something or whatnot? Because you look different.
No.
Or balder.
Not at all. Total baldness.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that happened. Yeah. It took all day before one of my teammates said something.
Yes.
Yeah. So. Yeah. What do you think?
Do it.
Okay.
Then do it.
Then we shall do it in. Sorry, I'm just. I always do this, like double checking everything right before I. Yeah. Looks good. Looks good. All right. And 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Disnerds Plus, where we talk about your favorite nerdy shows on Disney Plus. This is episode 52 for Loki 9/3, 1893. I almost did that. 1893.
That was weird. That was a lot of numbers.
9/S2, S2, E3, S2, E3. Thursday, December 7th, 2023 is the date. I'm Shane.
And I'm Mike. Hi.
Hi, Mike. How are
Hey.
you?
Pretty great. Great.
Good. Yeah. We got another Loki episode down here. Well, I mean, not yet. I guess we got to talk about it first, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
I finally got around to watching it. Well, you put it on the other night. I checked it out. It's a true story.
I was like falling asleep while you were watching it.
I hope I wasn't too much. I remember, I remember it. But I suppose, well, you know, as is always the case, we first must talk about previously on Loki. That's the one where we had X5 there as Brad Wolf, the famous film actor, in the Zomniac, was it Zaniac, whatever films.
Yeah, Zaniac.
Obi was working on a different new device to fix the loom. Mobius and Loki. I'm just like reading this verbatim.
I like how you went like fix the loom, like you had to really emphasize the loom.
The loom. You ever play that? There's an old point and click adventure, LucasArts point and click adventure game called Loom. The one that escaped me. I used to play it during the pandemic for like my Throwback Thursdays. It's a really good game. It turns out it's a music based game though. Like it's different. Anyway, Mobius and Loki, yeah, they're not familiar with the temp pad that they get from Brad, and then he, they put him, they do the old, not switcheroo, but they fake him out a little bit in the interrogation room there, and use that weird boxing in torture device, and Casey ends up somehow knowing stuff about this special temp pad, and he knew that it wasn't that it did not block trackers, if I recall, and proceeds to fanboy out over Obi because he's this biggest fan apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Then we had Loki, Mobius, and Brad going over there to the McDonald's in whatever it is, 1982 or whatever, or 4, one of those. And she's working there at the McDonald's, and see Brad's all nervous. We don't know why initially, and then Sylvie basically
nervous Brad.
Sylvie basically sees into his soul and can see that it's an operation to take out all these extra branches by docks.
I like how you said he just looks into his soul.
Yeah, pretty much.
This soul sucker.
Yes. Uh, boy, I wish we could just rename these episodes. Like that one would be my pick. So yeah, then we had they only got so far with that. A lot of the branches ended up dying off anyway, but they did take care of. They did thwart the effort somewhat and captured Dox and whichever of her remaining people that didn't escape. And Casey got a hit on Renslayer's temp pad, and then we see Sylvie's got her own secret temp pad. Well, I guess the one that
got the He Who
said.
Remains temp pad.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, okay, but the thing about that is, even if we should know about that from the end of last season, the others don't seem to know that, right?
Yeah, they don't know it. They don't. Because Loki was just, blasted through her door when last time he saw her. So.
Right. Did we see what she did after that?
Mm-mm.
No. Yeah. Okay. So presumably.
Well, you saw after that she killed He Who Remains, but.
Right. Yeah. Gotcha. Okay. Well, I suppose. Let's get into it.
All right. So we start at Chicago, 1868. And we see Renslayer. What the hell? Sends. Is seen. That's supposed to be seen. Whoops.
We see Renslayer. What the hell?
Renslayer seen exiting a time door.
It kind of is what the hell, because this is the first time we see her in the series, right? Or this season. So.
It is. It's just, we're in the third episode and we are finally seeing her. So we see she finds Miss Minutes and asks what she's doing here, and Miss Minutes asks if she brought it, and Miss Minutes tells Rens, you got it, you got that thing, yeah. Renslayer dropped the package that she brought in a nearby window as He Who Remains plan. Basically, it's like we're doing his bidding now, and making sure that the plan is thought out and done. So Renslayer says something about Miss Minutes' appearance, so all of a sudden she goes ahead and changes her color to a little an old time grayish
sepia
black and white
tone, let's say.
Yeah, there you go. Whatever you said. Then Renslayer goes ahead and they're arguing all about the merits of doing this. So Renslayer then drops the package into the window as we see a little boy candle making, what it looks like. And here's the package drop, and grabs it, opens to find it's a TVA handbook. Ooh. Dun,
yes.
dun, dun.
Could this be?
Yeah. So back to TVA, OB's basically, losing his shit. Explaining that they can't get access to the loom due to not having He Who Remains of aura, and they're basically, everyone's gonna die.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta say, OB losing his shit, that was about the most calm of anybody losing their shit. Like, he somehow is still, okay with it at the same time, usually.
That has to be, the character he's playing, not just, who he is normally, right?
Well, I mean, even going back to Indiana Jones, well, it is acting. I don't know. I don't know him in real life, but he does a good job of acting that kind of. I don't know if erratically is the right way to say it, but
I think that's why that Indiana Jones is my least favorite, because of all the bugs and stuff. I remember.
The bugs.
And eating the monkey brain, it was just like, man, this one's kind of graphic.
So I had this conversation with a friend, and like I was like, yeah. At first, I wanted to be like, yeah, it's maybe one of the worst, aside from Crystal Skull and everything. But but then
Yeah,
like the more I got to thinking about it, I was like, actually, you know what? I kind of think it's the most fun of the Indiana Jones, and I in that moment kind of put it up there with like Last Crusade, because uh I do think it's a fun movie. Like I can't deny that. So I don't know. I think I have it tied with Last Crusade.
Okay. Interesting. Do you like Last Crusade though? That's fun.
Oh yeah,
Raiders of the Lost Ark obviously is number one always.
the OG, I guess. Yeah.
Still a good one.
Yeah. Yeah, they're all. I mean, I do like them all. Say what you want about Crystal Skull, but I, it's
I mean, Crystal Skull's there, yeah.
it's there. It's yeah. There's I don't know. I look at it like the prequel. I do like it's not like the prequels in some ways. It kind of is in some ways, like new school Lucasfilm, I guess. But we're just going down this tangent now. We're just doing this. So it's yeah, like heavy CGI is like part of the issue, right? But then there's just a few things that really bother me. Um, there's just a few things that are like glaring, being thrown from in a fridge with an atomic bomb blast with like,
yeah.
adding in extraterrestrials, that kind of stuff.
Okay, the fact that it was in a lead covered, okay, fair. That could that maybe.
No.
But getting yeah, but getting flung all the way around and still just this older gentleman just
It's like, let me
flipping
stop you
out
there. No.
like what?
No,
How?
literally none of that. I don't think would actually survive a nuclear blast, let alone, yeah. Like, that thing, I'm sure it wasn't padded or anything. Anyway,
Right.
and then there's
It
the
would hurt like
whole
hell.
LaBouffe swinging from the vines with the monkeys or
Oh
whatever,
God,
and
yeah,
the
I forgot
giant
about that.
mounds of ants. Yeah, okay, there's a few things in there that I probably could have done without. The
They
newer
used a
movie,
lot of CG. I haven't even seen the new movie yet.
the fifth one, I liked it. Um, could have been better, but yeah, definitely a lot less corniness, or like a lot less spectacle, just for the sake of spectacle kind of stuff.
I remember my grandpa watched that movie and he was just like because he loves Indiana Jones and he was just very not unsatisfied. He's like kind of like, what the hell what did we just watch?
Oh, which one?
The Crystal Skull.
Oh yeah. Fair enough. All right. Well, I suppose we should we should probably get back onto it. Sorry about that.
Whoops. Where was I here? Okay. So loom is basically, he says the loom is stable, but more and more branches are growing, so it's gonna become more and more unstable. He needs to make the loom bigger, and and he basically says otherwise, everyone's gonna die.
The way you said that
Very
reminded me of
optimistic.
Billy Madison, and the puppy was getting bigger. Sorry.
And they asked if Miss Minutes can open, and says, it is possible. Then they have Casey in there. He's talking about like if they can find Renslayer, they probably find Miss Minutes. So they basically like ping her thing or her temp pad, I think. And then we just after that see Mobius and Loki come through another time door. The hell is
A different. Oh yeah, the same.
that?
I guess back at the same time. Okay.
Yeah, Chicago, 1868, basically where Renslayer was. Um, they talk about this location, why she had two jumps from the same location or one jump from the same location. So they didn't really see much. Or kind of they were actually standing in front of the window where she dropped that package, but they didn't really, they didn't know of anything. So then they decided to go open the portal to the 1893 in the same location, and we also are at the Chicago World's Fair, and it's a branch timeline at this point now. Which it
It's
shows.
25 years later, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. So Mobius calls it the White City of Edison and H. Holmes. Kind of fanboying out, seems. Um, Talking about why they went to the World's Fair. What brought Renslayer and Miss Minutes here. Mobius is like, so let's start looking for breadcrumbs. And then they hear the newsy kid announce Ghost Clock, and you see this picture of what looks like Miss Minutes in a way. So then all of a sudden they do this. What I don't even know what to call it, like that. It's interesting, like how they cut the scene off. It went like small, like it. Remember, like a tunnel vision almost. Look,
Yeah.
can't remember what it's like there's something it's called something, but I couldn't figure it out.
Wait, okay, so the aspect ratio or no? It was
Yeah, it like the screen just kind of closed in on itself,
mhm.
and then it opened back up to a new scene.
Oh, right.
I don't know. Anywho, so we all go. All of a sudden, we see Mobius and Loki basically walking around at this point, eating some Cracker Jack, and it definitely does seem like Mobius is like just like let's just just go hang out and watch. We'll find something here.
Holy
Gotta
crap.
chill.
Sorry, you just made me realize something something I've been doing like my whole life. I've been violating my own code, which is
What?
I always pluralize like most people do this. They say Cracker Jacks, right? Like
Oh yeah, yeah.
but you have it correct there, and that's blowing my mind. I'm always super critical about people putting extra s's on things, like pluralizing stuff.
Yeah.
And wow, thank you for that.
No
Did they have
problem.
toys? They probably didn't have toys in that, or is that
I
always
don't
been a
know. I
thing?
don't know if they had that yet. I mean, this is like the World's Fair, so it's probably like the first time it was introduced, maybe to the. Maybe it was like because it was like an invention place, right? World's Fair. Who knows? I don't
Yeah, yeah, I
know.
think so.
Anywho, uh, so yeah, they seem to be sightseeing. Loki calls the Crackjack Ash, which never heard that one,
Uh,
but uh, and all of a sudden they come up to this statue of Norse gods, and Loki is just basically like, pretty much, I think he's pissed because he doesn't see himself up there. What's this? Because
oh
he's like,
yeah, there's
well,
like
what's
3
Boulder doing up there?
statues.
What? No one even knows Boulder.
Mhm.
And they're like, yeah, that's true. Thor's brother, I guess. Uh, but never seen him yet or anything.
Oh yeah, weird.
Yeah, which I don't know why they just didn't include him. But anyway, and then yeah, he's like, Thor's not even that tall, and blah blah blah. So then they all of a sudden see a sign for temporal, and they feel like this is where they're going to find Renslayer. Then go ahead and see Renslayer talking to Miss Minutes through a bag, and basically the crowd. One lady kind of looks at her like, "Why are you talking to a bag?" And Miss Minutes wants to get out of the bag, and she's like, "Can't because you're gonna freak people out, basically." And then Mobius and Loki come in and try to spot her and take a look, and they see her, and then they say, "Wait," or Loki says, "Wait" to Mobius, so they Renslayer doesn't see them. And then we see the main stage curtain open and see a man start talking about time.
Oh, and this, of course, being the
This was
stinger at the end of season 1, or at least,
no,
well, it was.
no, it was a end credit scene on Ant-Man and the Wasp,
Oh,
Quantum Mania. So,
oh, that's where it was. Okay. Oh
yep,
yeah.
yep,
All
yep,
right.
yep.
Did we get
So,
a stinger at the end of season 1? Do you remember?
no, I don't think we did.
Gotcha.
I don't think they knew where direction they were going at that point then.
Mm-hmm.
So, so where was I? Oh yeah. So Mobius says the model looks like the loom that is on the stage. And then Loki says it's him, and Mobius is like who? And he's like who? He who remains, and looks super nervous, which is the scene we saw in Quantumania. Um, the man's name is Victor Timely, and presenting his loom. Timely explains his loom is a very in a very animated way, like putting on a show, a real interesting show. Um, then he starts his loom and basically says he's going to power the world with his loom. And you see a bunch of sparks and lightning and everything. Just a very electric show, I guess.
Yeah, and for whatever I don't know that I do distinctly remember that maybe it was one or two places where for some reason the CGI like in that scene kind of kind of
Bright.
what's that?
It looked bright
It
or
looked yeah,
weird.
it just didn't look right. Like it looked not as up to par as I'm used to seeing with Marvel. For some
Yeah.
reason, but also worth noting, Victor Timely is same actor, which also Jonathan Majors,
Oh, yep.
but a much more stuttery version of him, right?
Yeah, stuttery, nervous, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Okay, so you see, then Mobius states he wants to bring Victor Timely back to the TVA, and Loki's like, "Wait, what? Why?" And he's like, "Well, we can use his aura to get the loom, access the loom, so we can fix it." And first Loki thinks that's a bad idea, but then he's like, "Okay, that makes sense. We should probably do that." Renslayer then stops Victor Timely to talk about his future. Then we see another man stops Victor about his loom and would like to partner with him. And he's like, "I don't do partners." Another man approaches him, um, and the men start a bidding war. So the guy's name is Robert Barron, which purchases the loom after he offers
Is
$1,000, and the
is
other guy's like, "I can't."
is
What?
is robber a title? Like,
I don't know.
like he's a
I
robber?
don't know. I don't know. It's what it was in the subtitles. So that's what I took down. Victor gives the other man that was bidding against Baron some money, so he was in on like a con trying to get someone to get a high price, which not bad. Loki runs into a big guy, and that guy knocks Loki's hat off, and Mobius is like easy, and then all of a sudden Loki just makes him disappear, and see all of these people are like, "What the hell?" And
Just
Mobius is like, "It's the amazing Loki, everyone. You'll be here all week."
yeah, yeah. It's a literal like sense of the that phrase about making somebody disappear, but like yeah, he's dead.
Yeah, right. Because Loki's like, "Oh, I'm gonna mess this guy up."
I mean, I think so anyway. It's not like pruning, whatever that effect is that he does. I don't think.
Yeah. Ooh, excuse me. All right, so then we see Timely, Renslayer, Mobius, and Mobius. Mobius and Mobius. This is what happens when you try to take notes when you're watching it.
The law firm
Uh,
of Timely Renslayer,
yeah.
Mobius and Mobius.
And Loki are talking. They're also Renslayer and is trying to convince Timely to go with her. Mobius and Loki are trying to convince him to go with him. And then all of a sudden, this councilman comes up to Timely and is like, "These automatic, what were they, like pneumatic pants?" The Timely, and like, "They're not
They
working." And then
don't work.
Timely's like acting like he's like getting shorter, and the councilman's getting taller.
Oh
It's
yeah.
like, "What do you mean? They are working." And then just basically, "I'll come back and come back next week and fix them for you." Blah blah blah. So because he doesn't want to give his money back.
Mm-hmm.
So Loki's like telling Timely, "You're a confidence man or a con man, basically."
Confidence. He's a
That's
snake
what he
oil
said in there.
salesman. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, so he's a confidence man, or what Loki calls him. Yeah. Baron then finds out the loom is fake, and Timely runs away from the men. Um, let's see. So they're running around a little bit around the fair, kind of dodging each other, and Timely throws like an orange or something at him as he's running away. Then he eventually runs up to this Ferris wheel and gets into one of the cars and like crawls his way out while the men are following him. And as he gets out, the car door closes, and those Baron and his men are stuck up in the Ferris wheel now.
Classic.
While that's happening, B-15 calls Mobius and he shares with her they found a He Who Remained variant. Then Casey tells Mobius there was a weird reading near him and Loki. Then Loki and Timely are talking, like, and all of a sudden Sylvie shows up trying to kill Timely, and they move into one of the open Ferris wheel cars. Then we have, at that point, while that's happening, we have Mobius. Wait, where was I? Oh, we have Mobius and Renslayer talking and arguing about merits of saving TVA and partnering up with them, and she doesn't want to. Sylvie argues with Loki about killing Timely, and he's trying to save him, and Sylvie's just getting pissed about all you care about is TVA. And um, while we're going a little bit back and forth, we have Mobius telling Renslayer that Timely is the key to fixing the loom. Loki, Timely, and Sylvie are stuck in the Ferris wheel car at the top of the right, arguing still. And Loki tells Sylvie her timeline is in danger if they don't save the TVA, and Sylvie's not really hearing it. She thinks Loki just kind of wants the throne.
Which is pretty much what was happening in the last episode with her too. Just kind of sloughing it off.
Yeah, she's just not listening. Sylvie and Loki use their powers, and Timely's once they're basically at the bottom this time. At this point, and they both use their powers, kind of like Loki's trying to defend and she's trying to kill Timely, and knock Timely way out of the car, like down, like on the main grounds of the fair. So there's a bunch of people gathering around, like, what the hell's going on? Loki somewhere flew around. Then we see all of a sudden Renslayer's like telling Miss Minutes, like, hey, I need you to help out. So leaves the bag and gets large to scare people and cause a mass distraction. Then we see Sylvie, and she tells Loki this is on him, and then she's basically gone. And we see Mobius show up with a two-seated cycle or bicycle, and Loki's like, no, basically, like, I'm not doing that. So Timely, Renslayer, and Miss Minutes are seen getting back to his Chicago home and showing off his refrigerator chair to Renslayer. And then Miss Minutes also asks if he liked her performance. And he's like claps and is like, good job, blah blah blah. Then Timely asks if Miss Minutes is Renslayer's helper, and Miss Minutes says no. Kind of gets a little offended by that, I guess. Mm-hmm. And Timely's basically like, I want to know what's going on. Renslayer talks about TVA, and he remains deaf. Renslayer says she will keep him safe, and Miss Minutes scoffs again. So kind of seeing that Miss Minutes doesn't really like Renslayer. It seems like just using her or something.
They're like
jealousy.
Two ladies fighting over the same dude, basically.
Basically, yeah. talk about how the loom needs to be helped. Someone knocks on as they're talking about this. Someone knocks on the door, and it sounds like they found Timely, or Baron's found Timely and his men. So they then leave his place through the window, and basically, they're like, well, we can just get a time, open a time door. And Miss Minutes like, no, and he's like, I can't leave yet. I have to go to my lab in Wisconsin.
Second Wisconsin connection.
Yeah.
the Oshkosh Fair, as far as I know, non-existent.
Right.
I still don't know whether or not there's a run fair there or not.
I don't think there was. I think that was just, all right, we're gonna put one here.
Right.
And they could have done a little research and be like, oh, Bristol.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe a little more authentic, but hey, well, whatever. Wisconsin got a call out, second call out. So Baron and his men find them, and they start running away. Baron runs into Loki and Mobius, and basically, and then Loki basically, what they call them, rat bags, or Baron called them rat bags, and Mobius like, go ahead, and Loki just basically scares the crap out of him with his magic. So he says, you can have them, bye. And like, all right, cool.
I suppose the correct response after finding out he had a Wisconsin lab could have been fib. That's an inside joke. If you don't know from here, look it up.
Yeah, I'm not saying it. So then Timely, Loki and Mobius give up, and they basically are gone. Timely and Renslayer pop out of a hiding area and get running, so they can get to his lab. We then see Timely and Renslayer board a boat, but stay on one of the life rafts as like when he comes up, he's like, normal accommodations or whatever. I think that's what he said. So as they're in their lifeboat or raft, Renslayer and Timely go over his TVA handbook and talk about how he found it, and Renslayer smirks like, she brought the book, and Miss Minutes says that that was not her, and it was not her plan. And then Timely loves his TVA book and idolizes OB. Talks about his ideas, and like they're like in this pen pal kind of thing, like they're talking to each other through a book. It's interesting.
Yeah,
could never get his inventions to work. Basically, everything in what he knows, he can make it build something like a prototype, but it will never work because he doesn't have the right equipment yet, or it's not in that time. It's not practical. So then we see Renslayer start talking about a partnership, and he like all of a sudden pulls back, and Miss Minutes, you can see her in the background just smirk and happy about this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because Renslayer doesn't know him like Miss Minutes does.
No, not yeah. Woo. So we see Renslayer sleeping as the lifeboat is dropped in the lake, and you see Victor and Miss Minutes is sitting on the back of the boat, just watching while she's just floating away, and she is definitely happy about this. So she's got an agenda, a clock with an agenda. Now we are in Wisconsin, 1893, Timely's lab. He gets in his lab and lets Miss Minutes out of the temp pad and collects his papers and inventions, and you can hear Miss Minutes is talking in the background, complimenting him, like basically just every word out of her mouth is just like, oh my god, thank you, yeah, you're amazing. And then he grabs his prototype, which she's like, oh, that's your life's work, or he says that's his life's work, and it's like, what I think it is like what we saw in Ant-Man and the Wasp, the time chair. That's what it is, I think. But that's what I think. But, so he gets that put away and packs everything, and he's like, "Oh, ready to go." And Miss Minutes is like, "We're not in a rush. We can stay." And then things kind of get weird. We then see Miss Minutes says, "Let's lay low." Miss Minutes then changes her color back to her normal orange, and then she's blushing, talking about getting her autonomy from He Who Remains, or Victor. And it's like, and wants to know basically why Timely never made or created her a body. And he's like, I probably didn't think of it yet, or something like that. And then we see Miss Minutes ask why he doesn't want her to be his girl, and she does this weird thing, like she does girl, and then she gets like small in this little mannequin head. It's like, ugh, it's creepy. What do you think? I thought it was creepy as hell.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember that exact thing she does, but
look it up on YouTube.
Yeah.
She does that. She like gets small in the mannequin head and goes, girl. Like, ugh.
Is it like
needy as F? Let's see here. So we then see Timely grabs the temp pad, and Miss Minutes is like, "What are you doing? What are you doing, Victor?" Blah blah blah. And as she gets recalled back in temp pad, you kind of start hearing her say, she's gonna say, "I love you," but doesn't get that far and gets put back into her home. I guess I don't even know.
Jeez, what's this guy want? He doesn't want partners. He doesn't want animated figures.
Who knows, man? Who knows? So Renslayer then all of a sudden shows up, and Victor's like, "Oh, thank God you're here," and she is holding what looks like to be a very crude prune stick that looks unstable and scary. And she's basically pissed at this point. She doesn't even care what Victor's saying. Like, I don't care. You're dead to me. And uses that prune stick to prune a man again, and he's just like, okay. Renslayer is like literally considering or about to prune Timely, and is pissed about being abandoned. And we basically have then Loki come, I think Loki's in there, and Mobius are trying to calm her down, like, hey, like, we get it. And at that same time, the whole room basically explodes into green from Sylvie blasting the room.
Wait, what's it's the part about her not wanting to be lectured, but then lectures about leading? Is that?
Oh yeah, she's like just lecturing Loki and Mobius about leading, but then she says she has to lead. Like, it's like, what? She's very controlling, control freak. Where was I? So you see Sylvie come in as she like basically knocked everyone on their ass, and has her sword out and ready to kill Timely. And Timely's pleading like to Sylvie, like, you don't know me and has not done anything. Sylvie says, you are going to do terrible things, and I have to kill you. And Timely pleads with her, not kill him.
I just realized what that scene reminds me of.
What?
It's Niles Dyson from Terminator 2 with Sarah Connor ready to kill him.
Oh yeah, yep. I don't chop, but where was I again? Oh yeah, Sylvie. You can see it in her eyes. She's kind of getting to her, like, yeah, this is not the because Timely's basically tearing up, like, you don't know my heart, know what's in my heart, and then she just kind of gives in and says, Sylvie tells Loki and Mobius to get Timely out of here,
Get him out of here.
and they open it. Mobius opens the time door, tells Timely to walk through the time door, and as they start, Mobius and Loki start walking to the time door. Sylvie says to leave Renslayer to her, which, uh-oh. We then Renslayer gets, or no, Sylvie is left with Renslayer, and then she kind of just takes the butt of her sword and just hits Renslayer right in the gut. And Renslayer thinks at this point she's going to be, getting killed by her, and Sylvie's like doesn't want to kill her. She's basically done that enough in her mind, and she's doesn't want to do that. And basically like, yo, you want to run things? You're okay. And opens the time door and kicks her through it.
Is it safe to say that Loki has made an impact on her, though, in terms of not killing, maybe? Like
Yeah,
second
I'd say.
guessing. I think just in general, which is ironic, that now we've we've got such a softer Loki now than than in
Or
previous.
the variant member though. It's not the prime Loki.
Well, yeah.
The prime Loki's technically
Yes,
dead.
but from the same. Yeah, yeah. Now I'm mixing up my timelines with my
Multiverses.
yeah. That's how anybody can keep track of that shit. I guess Kevin Feige.
Cheers to Ewoks.
Wait, what?
I said cheers to Ewoks.
Oh yeah. You got your mug with them on it, straight from Oga's Cantina in Galaxy's Edge of Disneyland.
Yeah, it was awesome. So yeah, so then we are all of a sudden we see Renslayer fall through a time door, and it's at the end of time, or he who remains Citadel, I think they called it. Oh, can't remember. Palace, whatever. So you see this palace basically falling apart, and you can see that a decaying he who remains just sitting on his chair where he got stabbed by Sylvie. I'm guessing at this point in there, it's been quite some time, or time has passed a while for that, because he looks pretty decayed at this time. So so then so Renslayer lets out Miss Minutes, and he can say love you.
That's right.
And she looks, oh man, kind of like disappointed. And Miss Minutes then talks about what happened, or Renslayer and Miss Minutes are talking about this. And Miss Minutes says it was foolish for him to make an enemy out of someone that knows his secrets. And then Miss Minutes says she has a secret to tell Renslayer, and it'll make her really angry. And then cut. It was over. Credits. Yeah.
Take a bow.
That was it.
Take a bow.
It was a pretty good episode, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry, I meant to do that. I meant to do the applause. Yeah, so yeah. I was gonna say it was like it's like she was in sleep mode or something, like a computer. The fact that she was just resumed exactly.
Yeah, but she was like jumping around everywhere for a while, so she was like, "How?" It's funny that a temp pad stopped her. But she went to a whole different time, and then Renslayer had to find her something. Whatever. It's confusing.
Yeah, good stuff though. Well,
yeah.
Oh, by the way, real quick, I said Niles. I guess I didn't mean Miles Dyson was the guy from Terminator 2. I always get those names mixed up. And yeah, it's like Ryan and Brian, or that kind of thing. Hey, all right. Well, I suppose. Hope you're ready for this.
Oh yeah. Did you think? I like this one. 4, 5.
4-0.
Mm,
Oops, that's not you.
that's
That's
not
you.
what I said.
That's not you. That's what I said. It's like one of those things you type exactly what you're thinking at that moment.
Yeah, I've done that.
It's like the opposite. You, like say the thing that the word you're looking at or hearing. Like it's brain is a weird thing.
Brain hurts. Trust me, my
Yeah.
brain hurt a lot today with all the questions I got from work. So,
Oh,
yeah.
bummer.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, it's been real. Yeah. Thanks for that. Very thoughtful and well laid out outline, Mike. Uh, my turn next week. Yay. All right. Hey. Well. Hey. Thanks for listening, everybody. Appreciate you. Anyone out there? Anyone? Anyone at all? Anyone?
Hey, look, there's stuff up there now.
Yeah, he's got his Funkos going right
Back.
on.
You can't. They're not really. I gotta put more lighting over there or something. It's kind of dark.
Yeah, I could do that, I suppose.
Can't really see the Funkos. You can just kind of see them.
You know they're there.
They're there. They're there in spirit.
Okie dokie. Well, hey, disnerdsplus@gmail.com. That's where you can reach us. The website is disnerdsplus.com. I kind of actually just happened to today, not edit that site, but the main site. I started editing. I realized I could add like a Google Calendar to my Twitch schedule, so I threw that on there. We're still recording Thursdays. Today we did 8:30 because that worked out better. I don't mean to talk to you about this. I'm kind of hoping we can do that again next week.
That's fine.
But yeah, timing. Things come up. Yeah. Also planning that 8:30 p.m. Central at twitch.tv/ShaveMadOx. You can find Mike at Cool as a Cucumber, and you can find me at ShaveMadOx, and that'll about do it.
Yeah.
Until next time, let the time variant authority be with you respectfully. Time is on your side. Time is with it. What did we say? If we're gonna remember this, time always. Something about always. As always, there is time.
Time something.
TVA slogan. It's for all time.
For all time, always.
For all time, always. We got there eventually. All right, thanks everybody. Take care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye. All done. Oh, sort of.
Yeah.
I still have to post the show and all that shite. All that shite.
Nice.
Good stuff. Yeah, I rated it lower because there's just a couple.
How dare you?
Well, it was a couple of little again minor things with the CGI or whatever. It wasn't super. It just seemed maybe it had to do with. I don't know if that had anything. No, was this all done before the strike or?
Yeah, this show's done before the strike.
Gotcha. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It was a glaring thing.
What?
couple glaring things, kind of like MODOK and Quantumania.
Well,
You,
yeah, that was because they were running how many
that was
projects and running their
pandemic stuff you said related.
but they were running their EG like people to the like everything. Do this, do this, do this. Like, they
Yeah,
needed to make sure Black Panther was perfect too, which I agree. And just
yeah,
quality went down because they were trying to get all this stuff out.
yeah. And I wanted to mention
Because you
how.
notice, like I think Black Panther graphics are everything looks pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, yeah. No issues there
And
for sure.
but it's like yes, because you're thinking it's all coming from the same studio that they got to be using the same house, um, CG houses.
Yeah,
But
I think part of the
I just
problem
think
is.
they're running them too much. Too much.
I mean, I do think part of the problem with that is like you're kind of trying to do an impossible thing with a human face. Like, like it turns out MODOK is a really weirdly shaped character, and like trying to make an actual human face look like that is. And I don't know. It looked like they just basically used the like Photoshop warp effect on his on it or something, but maybe it was just completely CGI. I mean, it must have been
I know.
completely
I
CGI.
wish they would have done more with MODOK. He is such a big character in the
Yeah,
Marvel. They like just oh he's dead.
he's a
What?
goofy character though, right? Like, I
He
keep
is.
forgetting
Yeah.
to talk about. I want to talk about on this one how Tara Strong plays Miss Minutes, and she's like does like every animated thing ever. She's
She does a
she
lot.
she is the female equivalent of Jim Cummings. I feel like just in
She also
everything.
um she also does. She did the voice for that floating head in Galaxy in the Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Oh sure, yeah, makes sense. Um, yeah, Powerpuff Girls. Let's
That's
see.
Powerpuff Girls.
Oh, she must have played. Yeah, she played Harley Quinn in something.
Huh.
Um, Barbara Gordon. She's played a lot, a lot, a lot. Rugrats, like, yeah. But okay, well, I suppose we should, you know,
Yeah, I'm gonna go play some Overwatch.
you guys go right ahead and do that. I don't, I don't know what holds your attention with that game exactly, but
It's pretty fun with the new character, I gotta say.
oh, is he out now? Well, I
Yep.
guess I should try him sometime. I just don't know if I
The
can do more than once a week. Like, if I can even cram that in.
Well, this is just because me, Tyler, and Dave found a game we can play during winter when,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
because Dave doesn't have an Xbox, so
I
we have
really
to
wanted to.
compromise.
Yeah, that's fair. I really wanted. Like, I thought about it earlier, and I was like, I just don't really want to. Like, I don't know. I'll get there, but like, I can't. So I guess the key is to not like, if I don't feel like playing, to not force myself to do it or whatever. Like, maybe next
Yeah,
week I'll be more in the mood or something.
no one's forcing you to play. It's just the game chat. We're just talking, like when we're before we get online.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll see. Next week maybe I'll be up for it. All right.
Cool, cool.
You have a wonderful rest of your night.
You as well, dude.
Better tomorrows.
What's that?
Quoting the old uh, old news
The Old
station thing.
Testament.
No. It was Jerry Taff on Channel 12 way back in the day. Would be like, and better tomorrows. He'd always sign off with that.
Gotcha. I see. All right.
Yep. Later.
Later.
Bye, everybody. Take care of yourselves. We'll see you. We'll see you around.